where he'd be in trouble. And they're home now, and it was just fine. So Florida and California, despite different approaches, have really had the same outcome.
Well, and if
the
you
exact same outcome.
I brought this up yesterday, but she sent out another tweet. South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem. This is the tweet she sent out, which included a photo celebrating a family-owned hardware store in Sioux Falls. And there's five people in the photo. None of them are wearing masks. That's the only thing people were complaining about. And how, there's how many number of deaths that they've had. Well, their numbers are the exact same as ours on a per capita basis. The exact same.
Did you guys read the Play story in the Star Tribune today about Dr. Mike Osterholm counseling us against aerosols?
Right.
And holy mackerel, talking, singing, breathing. I mean, what are we supposed to do?
Yeah, where are we headed? That was my question.
What are we supposed to do?
What are you setting us up for?
I don't know that he's setting us up for anything, but
oh, sure he is.
Double
mask mandatories.
They're very concerned about aerosol spread, and I don't know where that's supposed to. Maybe that means 3 masks. I don't know, or N95 masks, or KS95 masks. Wait, that's the radio station.
That's the station.
It's always 95 and sunny.
That's the radio station.
Can I open up a giant can of worms and ask a question?
Oh, why not?
Has it? I'm not diminishing. Okay, I got to preface everything. I'm not diminishing the severity of COVID-19 in any way. I know people have died as a direct result of it. I'm not diminishing it whatsoever.
Many people have died.
I meant I know people that have died.
Right.
Okay, I'm not diminishing that.
As do I, yeah.
Have we gotten to a point now where COVID-19 has become business?
Oh,
in what sense? In what sense?
That COVID-19 itself has now become an industry.
You mean in the way race is an industry?
Yes, and climate change is an industry. And are we reaching that point with COVID-19?
Well, when you make the argument that climate change has become an industry, you can also make the argument that people are making money off it.
Yeah.
I don't know how are people making money off COVID-19. For the most part, we're losing money because of COVID-19. I know what you mean ideologically, but I don't, words mean something. So to say that it's an industry would mean there's a group of people somehow profiting from it, and I don't know who they would be.
Well, we all are all in agreement that the medical industry is one of the shadiest industries out there, are we not?
But how are they profiting from it?
Joel.
I mean, you want a vaccine, don't you?
Do I personally?
Yeah.
Don't know yet.
Well, I do.
Sure, you do.
Your wife did.
My wife had to because of her career.
Well, but other than vaccines, what's the money deal? Where's the money going?
I guess I haven't. I don't know.
I can't answer your question about it being an industry, but it certainly is setting policy, changing the way we live. I don't know what your front page looks like down there, Such, but my big headline right next to the Osterholm piece is online learning may outlast pandemic. And they're talking about how online learning is here forever.
I saw that too.
Yeah, as close to the Twin Cities as Bloomington. They don't want to keep it permanent.
I want to go back to Reavers because he's right ideologically. It's an industry in the sense that it has become a new dynamic in the way of life. And we will see increasingly how that will manifest itself in ways that ultimately will define it as an industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if hospitality, for example, is an industry, which it is, hospitality has done nothing but suffer. If entertainment is an industry, and it is, that's suffered. If education is an industry, that's suffered. Everything suffered, basically. But for the government, it's become an industry as we have used the term to say race has become an industry. There are people making money off the fact that we better keep racial disparities alive, racial confrontations alive, and they're making money from that. That's their job.
Okay, backing Chris's point, small businesses are suffering, big box stores not suffering.
No,
Mhm.
I mean, Amazon's going to rule the world in the next 10 years.
Well, already, I think they already do.
Yeah.
But I can't, for a while there, I couldn't go buy a board at a hardware store, but I could certainly go down to the orange store and buy one there. Thankfully that's not the case anymore.
Well, I'm because I know nothing more than I did 1 year ago, and because as you look around and you see Florida and California have virtually the same results with completely opposite ways of handling it, because the governor of Minnesota now believes it's time to open schools, and I don't understand why that wouldn't have been 3 months ago. I say, I wish we could snap our fingers and just make this all go away and just deal with it. Make the
And I would-
vaccines continue to be available, but other than that, Walz has got to get his mouth buttoned up and go back to worrying about legislation.
And I would add, I'm not willing to say that wearing a mask is a waste of time, and it's bunk and it's BS, but you have known and I have known, and we've all read the reports of people who were dedicated mask wearers and super careful who got the COVID.
Yep.
Including people I worked with who were passionate about masking and, wearing rubber gloves and scrubbing everything down,
Yep.
and spent a month and a half at home sick with the COVID.
Mm-hmm. I'll continue to wear the mask where I'm told to.
Yep.
Uh,
But I will not wear it outside. Sorry. If
no, I won't wear it.
if
outside.
President Biden all of a sudden says we need to wear them, I'm not wearing it outside. President Biden, sorry, I'm not doing that. Or Governor Walz, I'm not doing that.
Nor am I, because when you study what little we have learned in 1 year, I buy the risk of enclosed rooms with lousy ventilation and unmasked people talking. Okay, that makes me vulnerable. But if I'm outside, I'm not in a closed room, and I'm not around people talking without masks. I'm outside by myself. I'm not wearing a mask.
Well, you don't think that piece on Osterholm today is leading us down that road? I mean, it doesn't say it, but it's pretty clear what they're saying here, because he, along with other leading occupational scientists, call for clearer federal guidelines on the risk of COVID-19 spreading through tiny aerosols floating through the air. That, to me, is setting us up for mandatory mask wearing outside.
I'll try to get him on again. I guess my question would be, Mike, are you telling me I'm not safe walking around by myself outside? And he told us the last time we had him on, he doesn't wear a mask when he goes for a walk. Remember, he told us that.
Yep.
Is he now changing his mind, I wonder? Why don't I work on that and get him on again?
Oh, we're all so cynical and beat down by this, and my ability to believe what the government says is, it's at zero.
Mm-hmm.